I'm being really grateful for having this EmpowerU to learn those rights that you guys shared to us on how we will stand on our rights and use our words to express ourselves, not always say yes to our employer, but then we need to stand on our foot also and use our words in a nice way to express ourselves also when we are really we are not we are not well treated with our employers. So we have those words or those simple words that you're going to use and express yourself is really a big to me for you to extend for our. So welcome to everyone who are new here, and you guys have a lot of learning to have here, especially if you will open your mind that that there's a lot of things more to that's all.
Marianne, thank you very much. I feel like you have summarized so many different things that are very important to the growth and the history of how EmpowerU has gotten to where it is today, which is Marianne saying, I learned how to do CPR and sing a song. And to me, what makes EmpowerU so special is that it's learning and it's fun. Everyone comes in with smiling faces and they're engaged, and half the time, the HKU students who are here, when they do leave, they go, oh my goodness, that was so much more fun than my classroom during the week. And I learned something, right? And we remember it. We probably learned that CPR technique almost a year ago, I think, is when we did that. So it's learning and building our community and enjoying learning, so that we're learning to be lifelong learners. We're curious and we're exploring. I think you also touched on that we have had health challenges, and these last 2 years have been particularly difficult. And your community, our community, is one that's been hit particularly hard. And so the focus on mental health and having these classes has been really important for the growth of EmpowerU as well. And then you also touched on something which I want to highlight, which is a lot of the students who have gone through EmpowerU are now leaders with other organizations. And so we've seen and we've watched as ambassadors for health and ambassadors for Pathfinders started off at EmpowerU, and they built EmpowerU, they embraced all the classes, and then they took that and expanded it to the community with other organizations, other groups, and that is a beautiful thing, to see the synergy and to see the community grow in that way. And that's something from the very beginning as EmpowerU has evolved and changed and grown and added more programs. It's been particularly inspiring to see how people have embraced what they've learned and gone out and used it in other contexts. And sometimes come back and then help with teaching some of the classes here, or developing new classes and bringing in other guest speakers here. So we have another height. I feel like I have to come over and say, what are some of the things that you've seen and learned and remembered from EmpowerU?
I saw the picture there in 2015, so I have my t-shirt. I've been here for 3 years.
So you can also learn that at EmpowerU, you never actually really graduate. You just keep coming back. I'm sure you have to have a graduation certificate too.
Yes, so before I meet the EmpowerU, I work like this. And now I become like that.
Does anybody have 7 years deep? Has anybody been here long? You might be the longest. Anyone longer? What?
Same
Lily,
to 2019.
where are you?
No.
Lily, have you been longer than 7 years?
No. 2019. We're both 2019.
Oh, you're both 29. 2019?
Yes.
Oh. 2018.
It's 2018.
November 2018. All right, so now you guys know that EmpowerU continues to grow, and part of our history is people come back and people contribute, right?
Yeah.
So as a community, what EmpowerU focuses on is continuing to contribute and build each other as a community. I love the image you just put in all of our minds of I came in like this, and certainly in the last few years, there's been times where I felt like this. And it's not always fun to get up here in the front and think, oh gosh, I don't feel great today, right? If you guys come in here, you contribute, you participate, and that makes EmpowerU all of us walk out. And we are like this when we walk out, right? And this is about you. It's about this community. And it's what all of you bring in here, what all of you share. And as we move forward and develop this timeline into 2022, 2023, 2024, you guys are the future of EmpowerU. And you are the leaders. And you will be the leaders in Hong Kong and wherever else you go. And back in your home countries. And for your families, right? Most of you are really sending home and being the breadwinners and the strong people in your families. And that's something you should feel proud of. And that's something at EmpowerU I've watched people embrace and feel proud of and stand up straight and realize how strong and resilient and determined we all are, right? So here's the past. We're moving towards the future. I can't wait to give this microphone back to other people to share as well throughout the whole term. And Robbie will tell you that in November we're doing law. And when we do law, all of you who are new, you ask the old students about this. In law, you will all be standing up and talking. You will all be sharing. You will all be negotiating contracts. You all will be presenting. So get ready. Super fun. And you will all be able to engage with the legal system in many different ways. So I'm excited to be back here with you guys in November for the law classes. And I can't wait when they do start the law classes to hear what you do in October and hear what you learned and took away in October. And especially if there's any songs that go along with learning, I want to hear about them. So thank you guys. That's the history of EmpowerU, and I think now I'm handing it over to Bradley. Okay. Nice to see all of you. Thank you.
Okay, great. So I wanted to talk in a transition from the past into what we have grown into in the past few years since I've been here. It started off with classes for you guys, for my domestic workers here in Hong Kong. We grew in 2020, actually. We took this amazing model that was made strong by all of you who were here in EmpowerU, and we were actually sort of asked to bring that to another population. And so I wanted you all to know that EmpowerU does two main programs. I think sometimes it gets kind of lost, and maybe you see the website and you're like, what is this, what's that? So there's EmpowerU, which is all of us here today. And then there's also another program that is managed by Sumi. She's not here today, but Sumi Guru. And that is the Power Through program, which is for what we call ethnically diverse Hong Kongers. And these are high school kids. And so I tell you this because there might be some times when those kids will be coming in here, and there might be opportunities to work with them back and forth. And I think that's a really cool opportunity. You might be seeing them coming around. Generally, the programs are very different. For those, we go to the schools for the high schools, and we do education programs like we do here with you guys, but with high school students who are here in Hong Kong and didn't grow up necessarily speaking Chinese at home. So anyway, I just wanted you to know that we have Power Through in case someone's like, oh, EmpowerU, don't they also do this? You should know that we also do this. When I started in 2020, I came out with Dr. Mike left. And we had a very small team. It was me and Sumi. And now we've been able to grow, and even through the pandemic and through all the hardships, we're in a really good place where we have like an amazing team of people. And I wanted to reiterate that Diana is the program manager for this program for EmpowerU. And we also have lots of people helping on different fronts across all of the programs, so it won't just be just me. And Lindsay spends a lot of time. So Lindsay does this all completely volunteer. She co-founded EmpowerU. I want to make sure we all appreciate that. And how much time she really puts in. She teaches the law classes very often. Does a lot of work on the back end, all out of her heart, right? And David Bishop as well. He couldn't keep it. So we wanted to say thank you. It really happens, and I think the work that we do is successful because I think that people really come with this love and love for learning, but love for also working together with our community, with everybody. So anyway, I wanted to make sure you do that. Any questions about that? No? Okay, great. Next slide, please. Okay, so what do we do here? Coming back to EmpowerU as this part of the Micro-Domestic Workers program. We have, probably 5 different main areas. You've probably learned this 100 times. Those who are returning students know this. New students probably heard it, but I'll go over it again. We have law, we have business and finance, we have technology. Who wants to tell me the 2 more? Health, and which one? Last one. No, we did that already. Technology, we did. Did someone say? So, yeah, leadership for the leadership committees, which we're going to actually choose our committees today. As an important part of what we do is basically giving you guys the practical opportunity to be in groups as leaders and work together and figure out all the difficulties of being a leader. It's one thing to be kind of an individual by yourself, right? But having to work in groups and then take initiative, speak up for yourself, and make sure that you're resolving conflicts, that's something that we want everybody who goes through EmpowerU to take with them. And so that's part of our leadership program. So coming up this term, and this term goes from now basically until through December, we're going to have health in October, law in November, and we will be leading law, and technology in December. Okay, so just to take a step back, you guys who are returning students know this, but our classes are in two different ways, right? We have in-person, which will mostly be in this classroom, and we'll be able to be here face-to-face. Then we also have another thing, we call it a hybrid learning. And we did this in the first part because of the protests and then because of the pandemic, but we're going to keep it. Because I think that it's really important to give you the opportunity to take classes in your own time and really work through the material at your own pace. And that's the online portion. So everyone that's enrolled, you probably were sent the link to sign up for Thinkific. Don't worry if you weren't able to figure that out, we can help you to make sure that you're in there. You'll be taking online courses, which are all really high quality, pre-recorded courses that we made specifically for you. And those who have taken them know, you'll go through each of those every month when you're here, but at the same time, we'll be able to come here in person together and have about 3, sometimes 4 classes. Does that make sense? Cool. So we can call it a hybrid learning model. We do this also for the other programs that we're so for each of these months, you'll be doing classes on your own time, online, through your phone. Please try to finish the classes within the month, right? So sometimes I know it's hard, you can't finish the whole class during that month, but try to finish it in the same month as you're smiling. I know. Sometimes you won't be able to finish, but please try your best to finish that online class during the month, because that topic will then be over and we'll go on.